Are you breastfeeding or thinking of breastfeeding? Well, then this video is definitely for you, because today I will share you my experience when my breasts were engorged, and it just means that I had an overflow and my breast produced more milk than Leo was drinking. And yeah, so I just want to share my tips with you. I'm Tash Dunon, and thanks for tuning in today. Before I start, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. And also I wanted to say that I'm not a lactationist or healthcare professional. I'm just a mom who shares what works for me. Alright, let's dive in. Breast engorgement, why does it happen and is it normal? Yes, it is normal. And it happens because you have an overflow in your breast of milk which is not being addressed to, and it happens easily when you try to build your milk supply, and that's more or less that hard time in the beginning, but it also can happen a little bit later. Is it painful? Yes, it is painful, but it will pass, and there's some really helpful techniques to relieve the pain and get just your breast back to normal. Can breastfeeding help with engorgement? Yes, it can help. I also would say no, because when it's too engorged, it's really hard to breastfeed and the baby can't latch on, and then it's needed to be pumped first before the baby can latch on, and it's going to be easier that way around for baby but also for mom. So what are the techniques that worked for me? Well, I started pumping, but I just pumped a bit because I felt like if I hand pumped, it was much easier. Also, what was helping was taking a hot shower and hand pumping and just relieving that pressure. It was really helpful. And then I also tried cabbage and had some really positive experience with the cabbage. But remember, the baby is the one that makes the milk and not the breast. It's important to not switch the sides of the breast too often to just make that steady milk supply and make sure it's established well. But you always can speak to a healthcare professional for additional help. Can breast engorgement happen also later? Yes, and as I'm filming that now, Leo is 9 months old, and it actually happened just recently, and I believe it was probably because I didn't switch at night and I was feeding only on one breast, so it just built up, and I managed to relieve it with a hot shower and a gentle massage and some breastfeeding. But there's also a downside, and so I wanted to go into mastocyst, and is it dangerous? What is it? Well, mastocyst is an inflammation in the breast, and it happens when the milk ducts are blocked and when they aren't relieved. So it can be quite serious. So I thought I'm gonna quote what the NHS says, and I also will link it down below so you can check it out. So quote the NHS now. It makes the breast feel painful and inflamed, and it can make you feel very unwell and give you flu-like symptoms. Now, if you don't deal with the early signs of mastocyst, it can turn into an infection, and you will need to take antibiotics. If you have mastocyst, you probably have at least 2 of the following symptoms. Your breast feels tender and hot, red patches and skin that is painful to the touch, a general feeling of illness, and you feel like you have the flu, you're feeling itchy and tired and tearful, or you have fever and high temperature. So this can happen suddenly, and it can get worse very quickly. So it is important that you carry on breastfeeding, because that will help your recovery and speed it up. If a mastocyst infection isn't treated, it can lead to an abscess, which may need an operation to drain it. This also can develop if the mastocyst doesn't respond to frequent feeding, plus of course antibiotics. And you can carry breastfeeding after the abscess is drained. So that's what the NHS says. So it's always good to speak to a health professional just to make sure that there's nothing serious. Also, what I found was if I was anxious or something wasn't right, my breasts just got hard, and I could feel it before, and it was just like a reminder to just relax and don't worry about everything. But breastfeeding is not as bad as it might seem now, and I personally love it, and I'm hoping that I can carry on for a few more months. And yeah, so I wanted to share with you some of the benefits I like about breastfeeding, and I think it is a wonderful way to just connect with my baby and have our special time. It is also soothing for me and for my child, and we both love it a lot. It is very healthy, and breast milk is amazing, and it has so much inside, and it can be also used as medicine for sticky eyes, acne, rashes, and all sorts of skin related issues. Breastfeeding also can help with a child that's sick, and just to build up their immune system and make them feel healthier and stronger. So I'm happy about me being able to breastfeed, and I have had a really good experience, and I hope you also will have a great experience with breastfeeding. I hope that this was helpful. If you have any questions about breast engorgement or breastfeeding, please drop a comment down below. Remember, I am not a lactationist. I'm just a mom who shares what works for me. So if there's something I won't be able to answer, I will definitely send you to a lactationist, or say that you should speak with a health professional. But yeah, I wanted to just share those things with you, and I feel that it's important that we share that under us women, and we stick together. And yeah, breastfeeding is something great, and I wouldn't give anything to not do it. And if I have further kids, I definitely want to do it again. I'm seeing breastfeeding just as a part of life, and I'm quite happy with it. Anyway, I hope that it was helpful for you, and I'll just see you in the next video. Until then, bye!